Hello everyone, I'm Raleigh and welcome to the channel. So if you guys are new to the channel, you guys will not know some of the stuff that I've been talking about. So I'm a type of guy that talks about lore, and I have my own little niche in the game that I do. But there's other niches in the game of Guilders 2 that we have. One of which is people using Griffons and Skyscales and specifically I want to say more Griffons of doing like really cool like flying maneuvers and parkour and like really amazing like stunts. And there's even content creators that make videos about this type of stuff, one of which is called Thy Weeping Willow. Now they were invited by ArenaNet. They did a collaboration with ArenaNet, and they were invited to the new map. And in that new map, they were able to kind of fly around and do like create this video about flying around using the new masteries and kind of using both Skyscale and Griffon and fly around and do like a little parkour thing, which is amazing. So, like I said, if you guys are not followers of the channel, let me tell you about something that I've been talking about quite a bit. The subject of marketing has come up a lot, right? And I know that it's a highly discussed subject right now in the community. And I think this video right here is a breaking point, or it could be potentially, if we as the community elevate this to being like the greatest thing ever, which I really do think it is. Really, really amazing that this happened. So I talked about how I think that ArenaNet, maybe not having the money or the budget or whatever to make proper marketing, like make these CGI trailers and make these amazing posts and videos and all this stuff, to lean on the community. My idea was, hey, you have a partnership program and you have content creators in the community, and any of them would be willing to make a video in collaboration if they get to try the new content or if they get to do something, right? There's many different ideas that I've had where I said, for example, the artists. We have a bunch of artists out in the community, like just as an example. And I said, why don't you just show these artists whatever they want to see, like maybe a random landscape in the map, or maybe a random character with no name attached to it, no attachment, no, you don't know what this character is about, or maybe a weapon, one of the new weapon skins or something, and have these artists create, you know, like let's say they pick the landscape. They're like, yeah, show me a landscape, and I want, and then the ArenaNet can say, hey, paint this landscape with your character in it, or however you want to do it. Put your own twist on it, and we'll post that on a blog post, and we'll use it as like, hey, this and this ArenaNet partner created this really cool artwork or whatever, and kind of use the community in a way to advertise your game. I think that we, as the Guilders 2 community, we love the game for the majority. I think a lot of us, I think even a lot of the negative points are coming from a point of like, a perspective. They come from a place of they love the game, and that's why they're complaining about it, because they want it to be successful, right? If people would hate the game and they have all these complaints, they wouldn't be playing, right? But they continue to play, and they complain about it because they know that it has potential to be much better than perhaps what ArenaNet has been doing lately, right? If we compare what we're going to be looking at in a minute to the trailers that we've been seeing on Twitter, like there's no comparison. The trailers on Twitter are complete garbage to what we're about to see, which is really, really amazing. I really think this is what ArenaNet needs to lean on. Use your partners, use the content creators as your marketers. It's free marketing for the most part, because I would think that 99% of content creators that care about Guilders 2, that care about making content, would be delighted to make a video, make a trailer, make whatever, and Arena doesn't have to pay for that. That's like free marketing for your game. Like, let us, the community that has supported your game, let us support you even more as a company. Let us help you out with this, because this video that we're about to watch is so good. And I think if this video had come out way before, I think it would have built way more hype than what the things that we have seen over the last couple weeks. Yesterday was a great day because we got a lot of articles, we got a lot of like info, we got a blog post on top of what, like 8 different articles that we got from like different news sites. We got different pictures of the game, we got info, we got like all kinds of stuff. We got the blog post had specific info and pictures and stuff, and we got a Twitter post about like, you know, a countdown. Like there's a really, like the last couple days have been really, really good. But I think this in particular, using the community in a way that promotes your game, is exactly what I've been talking about for weeks now, for months now. I've been talking about this. I've been talking about how ArenaNet needs to utilize their amazing community in order to promote their game. Obviously, there is probably some legal issues with this. Obviously, they can't just do this with like everyone and stuff. But I'm saying this is the step in the right direction. If they can find some kind of, you know, system, like mainstream this, where they utilize their content creators in this creative way, I think this could elevate Guild Wars 2 to be something really amazing. Because it's like a cross promotion, these collaborations, right? It's like ArenaNet gets to put out these awesome looking videos created by the community, and at the same time, these community members, these content creators, are gonna get the attention from like other people, right? And their channels are gonna grow, and they're gonna maybe make more money, or just have a bigger community, and just, you know, just really like, you know, the passion, you know, that's there is just going to become more and more, and they're going to probably create more things, and they're going to be able to do more stuff. And, you know, it's just, there's always like a goal as a content creator, right? You're trying to like reach something, or you're trying to do something, you know, and I feel like getting more of an outlet like that would just, you know, would help towards reaching these goals. And I just, like I said, I just wanted to say that up front, that I really, and I'm not trying to say like, oh my god, this was my idea and ArenaNet listened to me. Like, that's not the point, right? I'm not a child. Like, I'm not sitting here and being like, oh my god, this was all me. That's not the point. The reason I said those things is because I wanted them to do it, and they are doing it, which is just amazing. I think that by itself already is so amazing, and I hope that ArenaNet will see the positive reaction that I think that's gonna come out of this, because this video is really good, guys. We're gonna do an analysis of it, because there's a lot to see. They're showing us a lot. That Weeping Willow did a great job, and it's so amazing, and I just can't wait to go over it. So let's do that. Let's open this up. All right, sorry about that. I didn't actually have the video pulled up on my recording. Obviously, you guys can see that the corner is a little bit cut because my camera is there. If you guys want to watch that video by yourself, I'm gonna leave a link to their channel. And thank you for that, Weeping Willow. You know, I think just agreeing to do this is like amazing. So I'm gonna leave a link to their channel as well. There's a really cool, if you guys like really nice videos about like flying around different maps and like doing these maneuvers and parkour, it's really beautiful. It's really cool stuff that you guys can watch there. There's a train coming through as always. But anyways, so let's kind of go through. I'm gonna watch the whole video as a whole. The music in the background, you guys might, I kind of have the music turned off for you guys. You might hear it through a microphone a little bit, but it's just an Icebreath Saga song. It's not any of the new music or anything, so if you guys want to listen, it has a really cool climax to it or whatever, so it is a really cool song. It's one of my favorite songs from Icebreath Saga. It's the like Flight of the Eagle or something is what it's called. And yeah, you guys, I mean, you guys can watch it yourself, but we're here to analyze the stuff, and the music isn't like a huge part of it. But they did a really nice job with the, like, there's a climax to it, and the music like matches everything. It's really cool. But so let's go through it one time, and then we'll kind of dissect it bit by bit. So let's do that. And like I said, you might be able to hear the music a little bit, but yeah, and I love the skins as well that they use. The skins are really pretty. The coloring is really good, and it matches the character as well, so it's really nice. And since there's no voiceover and it's just music, I'm gonna talk a little bit throughout. I love that sky skin. It's a shimmering wing Skyscale skin or whatever. Yeah, I mean, they did a really nice job, and this is like high quality. If you compare the video to like all the stuff they've posted on Twitter, like this is so much better. So much better. And like I said, if you guys want to watch the video just by yourself, you know, I'm gonna leave a link to their channel so you guys can watch it. Because it's like really amazing, and it's like gives me goosebumps just like watching it, and they did a nice job. Like they just, it's so good. It's this is all stuff we've already seen, guys, but from like a different perspective, which gives us a lot of, there's a lot of little things to pick out. I know they're going through the map incredibly fast, but there is a lot of stuff, guys, that we can pick out. So yeah, it's really good. We're now getting a bunch of the Skyscale stuff, which going through updrafts, I guess, is recharging your endurance. I'm pretty sure I knew that, but just seeing it in action is really cool because you can just like keep flying with it. Look at that! Look at that updraft, taking you all the way up to the top. It looks like that the map has so many layers too, which is really, really cool. There's a lot of layers to it. Just flying through that hallway there was so much that we're gonna have to talk about. So much! Like, I didn't think I was gonna have to make a video today, and I have to go to work, like, shortly. But I don't care. Like, I don't even care. We're doing this video and it's happening. Like, just I don't even care. And we get this final shot from underneath, which is really cool. It kind of throws me off because you would think that you're looking up in the sky, but you're actually not. You're looking like from, or maybe you're looking from underneath up. Yeah, you're not looking downward, you're looking upward, but it's just kind of weird. Yeah, and this was made in collaboration with Arena, and we kind of see this is the part. This looks like this is the, you know, anyways, let's kind of go through it. I was gonna already start with the analysis. Thank you so much for thy weeping willow. We're definitely gonna go through this. So let's kind of watch. So we start off again with the Colosseum in the back, as they call it. The Colosseum being, I guess, where the meta event is happening, because this is the World Spire, as they called it in the article yesterday. And I'm gonna kind of turn the sound off here so we don't get distracted by the amazing music. They kind of show off the two skins that they're using. You know, they're like, okay, this is the Skyscale and this is the Griffon, and they're showing that off. But yeah, so this is, you know, nothing crazy here. This is a shot we've already seen. This was like the second image, I think, on the first article that we looked at, which was like looking outward. I think this whole area here, this is the Bastion of nature, right? Because there's like different bastions. So this is only a sixth of the map, as far as I understand it. As far as they have kind of explained it, this is the nature one, and there's like 5 other bastions that are like based on something else. So we're probably gonna see even different biomes throughout the map, because this is nature. There's a lot of trees, a lot of greenery going on in between and stuff. But we're gonna see like other things, which is I think really exciting, if I understand it correctly, the way that they have been showing this. So anyways, we kind of fly through, just showing more of the spire. This is still the same area that they just flew through. We have seen this. We do see some cool platforms in the background there. Do you guys see those? I don't think we have seen these yet. They have these like floating platforms here. I don't think we have seen these yet. So that's something that really, I wanted to make sure that you guys can see my cursor. But yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I don't think, you know, that piece of rock, I don't know if there's anything. I think they fly through that at some point. I love how they like take the environment and they're just like see it as a challenge of like, how can I make this the craziest maneuver ever? Like, it's so cool. I love that. That's like something my brain could never do. My brain can't do a lot of things, and that's definitely one of those. Yeah, so we move on. Next shot, more of the World Spire. The World Spire, like, as you guys can see, it looked much smaller in all the other previews, but as they're flying like kind of away from it, it looks huge. It looks massive. Like the platform in the middle, like I can definitely see a really cool boss fight up on that platform there. So it looks huge. And then they kind of fly around here, and this is where the music is like very, you know, mellow, and then they actually go into it. We kind of see, yeah, and this is where the music picks up. We have a little flash of light. This shot right here, okay, this is where I was just like, oh my god, this is really cool. So first of all, we have, as you guys can see, there's Kaineng stuff, Jade C stuff right here, or not Jade C, Cantha. Jesus, I'm like, it's one of those names. Cantha stuff here. So we already know this is probably the first map where there's the distorted worlds, the alternate realities kind of thing. And we see something that's so interesting on the left. This is like a really interesting jungle building, right? Remember how we talked about like Utopia, right? And we talked a little bit about how Utopia was supposed to take place in the mist, on Zoteka or however you pronounce it. Again, guys, I know that I don't know how to pronounce any of these things. As long as I don't hear an NPC actually say the name, like whether it's Amnitas or Amnitas, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I will have to wait. I'm sorry that I keep mispronouncing that. But I just, whatever. My brain does what it wants. Okay, I'm along for the ride. But yeah, so it was supposed to take place on this island, okay, and in the mist. But it was supposed to have also like a jungle setting as well, and it was supposed to have like not necessarily jungle, but like a Mesoamerican, like an Aztec Mayan kind of influence. It was supposed to have, right? Which I do know those are like two distinct things, but it was supposed to be kind of like how Cantha was kind of a hodgepodge of different like Asian cultural thing. That was supposed to be as well. Like it was supposed to be a hodgepodge of like these Mesoamerican like ancient cultures and stuff like that. And this is what it reminds me of. While this is probably the Maguma jungle part, the Maguma jungle like bit of the world, the distorted world that's there, this doesn't look very like, as we get closer, this might be like a building that like the Exalted live in, but this reminds me of like a really cool pyramid in like Mesoamerica, like an Aztec pyramid or like a Mayan pyramid or something. And we're gonna get to see a little bit closer. Like, look at that. That doesn't really look like the windows on there and stuff. They don't really look. This stuff down here, yes, looks like Exalted stuff, but this right here doesn't necessarily. So I really like how they designed this. This looks really cool. Again, we're reusing assets, but it looks like they're reusing them in interesting ways to create, like, we're not going to see copy and paste buildings from what we have seen before, but we're going to see like new types of buildings. And this is really cool. I really, really like this. So they kind of zoom through here. We get an even closer look. This is like, it almost looks like a mix between Exalted, and you get a little bit of the Asuran influence as well, because you see how that, like, what is that, a window or a doorway or something? I think it's a window. It's kind of has that, like, how they have the like floating cube is like the Asuran thing, right? They have like floating cubes is like their designs, and a lot of like their architecture and stuff is always like the cube, like the diamond shaped cube kind of thing. Yeah, we kind of get that a little bit too there, so that's really cool. I really, really like that part. Then we see this is the Rada Novas. We're gonna see a lot of Rada Nova stuff. So the tower is in the background, as you guys can see, is back there. You guys can see the arches that I was talking about yesterday. But this is like a lower level. This is like underground, because Rada Novas was an underground city. So it's really cool that we're getting like these parts of like underground. But there's these old golems that are like hanging out here. It's really cool. We get the this is definitely like Rada Novas, like underground, the helix rock formations or whatever. It's not helix. What am I thinking of? Like hexagonal. That's what I'm thinking of. Helix is the other thing. The hexagonal like rock design or whatever. We've seen that in Rada Novas everywhere. So we get that shot. They're using the updraft here to go up. We get this like cool tower. Definitely looks Asuran, but it has like the blue. Lets me think of like the Wizard's Court orbs that we've been seeing throughout the map or whatever. We see the Wizard's Tower in the background. Really cool. And then they dive down. We get a sweeping thing of like lightning coming down. Really, really cool. I think that's a new effect. They've had lightnings before, but the lightnings that they've had in game were really, really bad. Like, they were really bad. They were like JPEGs pasted onto like the world, like 2D images, and they looked really bad. But that looks much better. That looks like really, really cool interactive lighting. Then we get more of those are the same golems, I think, like, or at least this is around the same area that they just flew out of. So they kind of like flew up with the updraft, came down and turned back around, and they're now flying through the Rada Novas area. We're gonna get to actually see the Rada Novas area. So we have the doorways. This is very, very Asuran. There's an Asura actually walking around in here. Whether or not this is like part of like an expedition team going into the part or part of the distorted world. Remember, these distorted worlds are fractals of the mist, and we can, like, in the actual fractals of the mist that we have seen so far, we can actually meet people from that timeline. So is this like a person from that timeline? Can we interact with this person that perhaps like has has like an understanding of the word like in a different way. We could learn a lot from these people. But there's another one right here with a really cool mohawk, and we get these like cool crystals over here. And there's another Asura right there. So we get to see a lot of. I know they're flying through this really quickly. And we get a bunch of Asura guys sitting here. This guy's looking at this data pad with his like crazy hair. And yeah, and like we're gonna be able to interact with these somehow. There's probably events happening. There's probably like maybe renowned hearts that we get to do, or anything like that. Like it's gonna be really cool, like ambient dialogue, stuff like that. And then they fly down. Here is the absolute most fantastic shot of the entire trailer, because again, I like tooting my own horn. I wanted to see if there was anything interesting there. It doesn't look like it. I wanted to toot my own horn because I have been talking about the I've been talking about, like, one thing that I've really like a lot I have been talking about is the pre-searing the Wizard's Folly tower, right? This 100% is confirmed. Like, up until yesterday, I want to say it was like at 99.99%. This is the like 0.01% that I needed to 100% confirm that this is the Wizard's Folly tower that we're going through, because this is the upper. Again, if you guys look at the image of the Wizard's Folly tower, just look it up on the Guild Wars wiki or whatever, or go through the old, or if you guys remember what I talked about, the images that have been posted. This is the upper connector that we had for the spires. Remember, there are two spires and they're connected at the top and then they're connected on the bottom. And it looks like, what is really, really cool about this whole situation though as well, so this is the confirmation of it being the tower, which I'm so happy that they're doing this, right? I talked about this yesterday. Does this imply that this little town out here is actually like part of the Ascalonian? Like, is this a timeline where Ascalon was not destroyed by the Searing and the tower still exists? Are we going to be able to interact with like people down here that are part of the they're Ascalonians from 250 years ago, from pre-Searing Ascalon, and they're going to be talking about stuff from around that time? That would be amazing. That would be so cool. That would be really, really awesome. Again, tying in a lot of different lore threads, a lot of different areas of the world, a lot of different, like, just stories and characters and stuff. They could talk about the Order, right? Remember, we had Elementalist Azure underneath this tower talking about the Order. Are there Order members in this town? Are the Wizards Court the Order? Like, we don't know, right? But this is like kind of giving us the, like, yes, there is stuff that we're going to be talking about that deals with Ascalon probably. The coolest thing of it is that there is Skyscales nesting in the tower. This is so cool, because when you look at the design of the tower, it's just like, how do people get to the top part? Well, they don't. That's the whole point of it, right? That's the crazy high fantasy design of the Wizard's Folly Tower. They used it and said, yeah, people can't really get up there, and they're not utilizing this for anything. It's for creatures of the mist that are just kind of nesting there. Like, it's because they didn't utilize this, they didn't do anything with it. They kind of just had this connector maybe as like a safety thing, so the towers don't fall like, apart or whatever. Like, it's like, it kind of is like a safety thing, and they kind of built that connector. But hey, you know what? We can actually fly through it because there's Skyscales hanging out. This is so cool. Also, I want to point out this little platform down there. Looks like a little boss fight platform to me. And like I said, this town down here, these are assets from New Lion's Arch mixed with Ebonhawk. That's why I think it's Ascalon, because I think we're gonna get like a mix, because the old Ascalon, the original pre-Searing Ascalon, used a lot of wood housing. A lot of the houses kind of actually looked like what New LA looked like. You can actually look at concept art as well of Ascalon and stuff, and there's actually stuff that looks like New Lion's Arch in Guild Wars 2. Like, there's like a lot of similarities to it. So I love that again, we're talking about reused assets. I love these reused assets. I think that's a great way. They're reusing Ebonhawk and Lion's Arch assets, which we haven't seen since Lion's Arch and Ebonhawk, to create a new town that deals with Ascalon. Like, I think that is an amazing way to reuse assets, right? I know a lot of people have been complaining about that, but I love this. I know all of these assets right here are cathedral assets from Cantha, but it's used to depict Ascalon. Like, this is not used to just show you another part of the Echowild Forest. This is part of the, like, the Ascalon. I think this is a great way to reuse assets. Like, personally, because you're reusing assets, but you're showing something completely different that might, we have a mix of both of these architectures, which in a sense kind of creates its own architecture. Because it's been a little bit modernized with these metal roofs, but you can still see the brick and the wooden um roofs and stuff that they have. Like, I think this is amazing. So anyways, moving on. They fly through it, right? You get to see the Skyscale nesting up there, really cool. This one you see an outline, which means that you can actually interact with this. This might be the one that you can actually, like, because they talked about how those are accessible to you at any point, right? They're like, Skyscales are like accessible to you at any point. Yeah, and then I'm trying to get to, there we go. This is the shot I'm looking for. First of all, let's talk. We have seen this a lot of times, and I've talked about how, because we've seen it from like the bottom left down here, where the camera is pointing towards this building right here. We've seen that shot quite a few times. We've seen screenshots of it, and I think I've said a few times even that I was like, I think we're looking from where the Wizard's Folly Tower is. We're looking outward. And that seems to be correct, because we're just flying through the tower, and that is exactly the position that we're in. So this is like part of that as well. But then also, there has been, like, what has been even confirmed more, this is Garenhof. Like, this looks like Garenhof to me. This looks like the new Garenhof. It looks a little bit not quite how I imagined, but remember how in the original teaser trailer, they were showing us a shot of, like, a straight shot of destroyed Garen, like the explosion happens and then we get like rainy dark Garenhof, and then we see the spires in the back. So this makes sense now. That is how the trailer was made. Whether or not like it's gonna be raining around that area or not, but this is that is that shot that we're getting. I'm pretty sure this is Garenhof, or it's supposed to be Garenhof, or I don't know, because the pieces don't quite align with it. I will say that, because there was like, I don't know what perspective we're looking at. Like, is this where the water was before, or is the water, like, is this where the water was and this is the stone bridge I was talking about, or is this the stone bridge? This is probably this is the stone bridge right here, I think. And then this is the side of the cliffs on the right when you come into Garenhof, right? And then I think that's how it is. And then that's the lone tree that you can kind of see in the trailer by itself. I think that's how it's designed. But again, I think this is Garenhof because, again, when you look from over there, when you look from back here and you look this way towards the tower, you can see the tower in the background, which we have seen in the teaser, right? And I think now that it's confirmed that we see the Wizard's Folly Tower, I think that is an amazing teaser. Like, remember how I was freaking out that the Wizard's Folly Tower, and I had this whole theory about like pre-searing Ascalon? Seems to be confirmed. It literally is confirmed, and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that is like the payoff on that is like amazing to me. And then we also get these. I saw those yesterday. I kind of mentioned those. We saw a shot of those, and I was like, I don't know what they are. I think those are like Orion arches, or had like all these like arches going across and stuff. Maybe we're gonna see a distorted part, like a small little island that's like ore, and we're gonna get to see a couple of those arches or something. That's what that reminds me of. If that reminds you guys of something else, let me know. But that's kind of what I'm thinking of. That could be. Again, it's too far away for me to really figure out. And then we also, one thing that kind of, doesn't this look like a whale fin? Like, this looks like a whale. Like, this reminds me of like anyone that's played Sonic Heroes. Like the second level, you have to get to the like whale island or whatever, and it's like an actual whale, like an island that looks like a whale. That's what that reminds me of. It's kind of weird. See how that's like the formation? Is that supposed to be that way? Is that a hint at something else? Like, is that a hint at like some of the rock formations having to do something with like maybe it's like petrified whales? Wouldn't that be like the coolest island ever? I mean, poor whales, but you get the point. We fly down, we get more of that little arena shot, we have seen that plaza before, we get a little bit more of that town, a little bit more of the structures and stuff. What I absolutely hate is that these portals are like one side, they're like 2D portals. Kind of strange, because that portal just disappeared, and there's a portal down here somewhere that hasn't appeared yet. Yeah, right there. not a huge fan. We have seen these around the because they've shown a picture of the lower half of this lower half right here of the tower of the Wizard's Folly Tower, and they've shown the portals, but the portals, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. But anyways, we get elementals here. We get more sky scales, and we get this little thing. I don't really know what that is. The significance of these guys being here, the elementals. So first of all, we mentioned elementalist Azure, right? She was underneath the tower. She's an elementalist, so we kind of have an elementalist influence there. But also remember, Isgarin, you know, for the last 10 years, above, being floating above Garenhof, send down elementals to protect the town. So now, but now we have them at the Wizard's Folly Tower, which is okay. So what's the implication here? Like, it feels like what it feels like to me is that the same thing is happening here, right? The elementals disappeared with the tower, but they're now being utilized here. And maybe the remember, so the Wizard's Folly Tower was actually next to this cave. Oh my god, that train is so loud. The next to a cave that had a bunch of ice elementals in it. There was a bunch of ice elementals. Maybe they had something to do with the tower. Maybe they were like these rogue elementals that maybe they lost control of or something, and that was never explored. But there seems to be a connection between having the towers, right? Because these are two different towers with elementals around them. So is Garin actually here right now in this tower? And is he maybe having the different elementals protect? Like, are they bound to him? Or what's going on there? So very interesting. But we do have Skyscales over here as well, so plenty of opportunity to hang out with Skyscales and kind of see them and play with them. I don't know what that is, that thing. I don't know if we're gonna see a close-up of it. This is some kind of floating device. We get to see a person over here with a Skyscale as well. There's another Skyscale back here, and I think there's a Skyscale right there. So Skyscales are aplenty. Maybe this is the Skyscale hangout. Maybe this is where you go to unlock the Skyscale to kind of get the whole like the mastery and stuff. Like this is where you can start it. But again, this is like maybe one of those. Remember how? Well, I don't know. This might be a collectible. This is maybe like something, an achievement, like light all the weird, etheric lamps around or something. I don't know, but that's kind of cool. I really like that little thing. I don't know what it's for, but yeah, and they fly even closer to it. We see the Skyscales hanging out. There's a Tengu here, Skyscale, another Skyscale down there. This is really cool. We get a turnaround. We get the shot that we have been getting a lot. This shot right here, we've been getting a ton. We've seen this a lot. They've been showing this particular spot a lot. And then, yeah, we get to see a little bit more of the little archway right here. This is very, like, this all looks very Ascalon. Like, I think that's what they're trying to say. This is like a Neo Ascalon. Like, if Ascalon had survived, which this part has, this is what it looks like now in the fractals of this is the alternate reality of Ascalon survived the onslaught of the Char, and this is what it looks like, which is amazing. What are we going to be doing in the tower? I have no idea. There's another Skyscale down there. But I just love the idea of being able to go and talk to NPCs from pre-searing Ascalon, where the searing didn't happen. A post-searing, not searing Ascalon. Like, that's really cool. We get a deer. We get, I think, another, like, something. We get, like, a little tent out here with more structures of the... can we get a close... Oh, no, they jump. Let's go back to that shot. Yeah, we got a little tent out here. I think this is like part of the like Astroward Wizards Court like little camp or whatever out here. We got a little thing on fire. I don't know why this particular and yeah, we got a couple of ambient creatures. Nothing too crazy. I don't think there's anything in the background. Earlier when we were let's go back to this shot. There was stuff in the background, but I couldn't really make it out. There's like a tower back here. This looks really cool, like a tower that's connected by a bridge, and there's like stuff hanging off of it. I can't really make out any details on it, but I thought it was pretty cool looking. We followed the ley line around. Yeah, we see more of that town on the left. There's an earth elemental on the left there, I just noticed. If I missed anything, guys, they move really fast, so I don't know. This is like, I don't know what this armor is. This is like different. This is not the Wizard's Court armor that we've been seeing, but we do see these golems. These are gigantic. These are way bigger than regular sized golems. These guardians or whatever they're called. You know, we get the different races down here. I don't quite know what is that, a Skyscale? Is that a Griffon? Like what is that? I don't know what that is. Oh no, it's a Tengu, I think. Yeah, it's a Tengu. But yeah, these guys are huge. I don't think we got like quite the size of like what they look like, but they're much bigger than regular golems. I will tell you guys that, which is cool. I really like the idea of that. We fly through. This is like a training ground. Looks like this is like, I don't know if this is a different faction of people. Like they all have the same outfit on, a uniform, but they're practicing their fighting. So that's really cool. And then they fly, and this is a Wizard's Court person, so that's wearing that same outfit. And this is a shot we've already seen. I think this is like the stairs and stuff we've already seen plenty of times. But there's so many nooks and crannies. Do you guys see that? There's so many things, and they can hide anything in there. There could be a little book hiding underneath the staircase, or, you know, a person in the corner having ambient dialogue. Like, there's a lot to see. Like, I love this. And then they fly around. And then we get more. We get all these different levels to these buildings as well. There's like levels down here, and there's like a level here, and a level here, and you know, it's crazy. Look at all this. Look at all the stuff that you can explore. This is really, really cool. I really love this a lot. They're flying up across this garden. I think we've seen this area. I think we've gotten a kind of a shot of the same area here. I don't think this is anything new. And then, guys, so we get these like weird gardens. And something is suspended from these. This is a Leviathan skeleton that they have suspended from the ceiling with gold chains, and we have Mersat statues in the back. And there's some kind of weird creature. What is that? Zoom in and enhance. I don't know what that creature is. But look at this. We got Mersat statues. What is that statue? I can't tell. We're going to look at it, though. We're going to make sure that we can look at it. So there's some kind of creature. It's like one of those like walker-type creatures. It doesn't look like a cryptis. Oh, there's one closer by. This is probably... I don't know if this is an enemy or if this is some kind of like bot that the Wizard Court people are using or whatever. But this hall right here, I feel like this hall, I'm just going to sit and be like, look at it. That's what I'm gonna be doing, guys, next week. We got a statue of the Mersat. Why is there a golden statue of a Mersat here? That is what's crazy to me. Why are we glorifying Mersat? What's going on? Again, I've been talking about backstory to Mersat. What is going on with the Mersat that have to do with this? Is that Deimos? Is that a golden statue of Deimos? That it is exactly. I just got the confirmation by do you see the weapons? This is a golden statue of Deimos, the raid boss. Again, Mersat and Deimos next to each other. Golden statues of them. Yeah, you can see right there. That's that's Deimos' face right there. And he has the two swingy things that he has or whatever. So, you know, the Mersat took over the Bastion of the Penitent after the Wizard's Court left, and Deimos appeared there. But why are they like glorified in these big statues? What's going on here, right? There's something going on here, and I would love to know what's going on here, and I have to wait, and it's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy already, because that is crazy to me. We're glorifying Mersat. Maybe it's supposed to be like, oh, a history lesson about Mersat and Deimos and whatever, blah blah blah. But like, do you see where I'm coming from when I say glorified? Like, you wouldn't just like, you know, they killed like a lot of people. Why would you be making like amazing statues of them, right? Like, you know, they were trying to take over Krita, and like, you know, they killed hundreds of thousands of people, and they were like, you know, they enslaved people in a way, you know. So it's like, but what is, you know, you can talk about the Mersat, you can have a statue, but this is like a golden statue, right? We don't have a golden skeleton of the Leviathan hanging here, but no, we have a demon. You know, I think it's clear now that Deimos is part of this Cryptus faction. You know, this demon and these creatures that are like these magical creatures that both have done bad things. You know, you're kind of glorifying them with golden statues. Crazy. It's freaking wild. And this is a massive statue. This archway is huge, guys. So I can't wait to go there. There's a vista right here. We get more of the, oh, I guess these are jade mechs, but they look differently colored, don't they? So those other two things were jade mechs. What is that? I don't know what that is. Can't tell. But yeah, we get these hallways. Oh, look at that. Is that a person with a sword? That's the exact same person. Is that a person with a sword? I can't tell. I know there's a way. I know there's a way to go frame by frame, and I forgot how to do it, guys. Should I look it up? Someone commented. I will answer your comment in just a second. Just so, you know, I don't know if you guys knew this. You can do... Okay, period? Yeah, just so you guys know, if you want to go frame by frame and you want to go backwards by frame, you can use your period or your comma buttons to go frame by frame. So we can literally go frame by frame. Just so you guys know, you're welcome that I told you this. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a person. It looks very dark, right? It looks like is that a statue? Is that a person? I can't really tell, but they're kind of just hanging out in this hallway. So yeah, it doesn't, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to get a close look, but I can't really tell if this is like a shadow creature. It looks like a shadow creature, right? It looks like this would be part of like the shadow army. This doesn't look like an actual player or even an NPC. Like this looks like an evil shadow creature or something. All right, anyways. Let's move on. We fly over that Jade Mech, so that's what those mechs were. Jade Mechs hanging out with it. So they're utilizing Jade technology in the Wizard's Tower, or in this, you know, Bastion or whatever, right? Bastion of Nature or whatever it is, right? So that's really cool, right? Like, you know, they probably got those through like the fractals or something like that. Maybe through the fractals they got their hands on this Jade technology and then they're using it. I know a lot of people aren't very fond of like all the green stuff, but I think just having a Jade mech kind of hang out, it's not that bad, right? We're not getting like the overall everything is green, you know? So this is all like marble and, you know, white marble and golden accents and blue highlights. A little bit of green in there is actually nice to have as a little bit of a like a change of palette color, like a contrast in there. So we go through, we don't see too much. It's just kind of trees hanging out. They're just showing off the is there something there? Let's go frame by frame. Oh, God, I hate that it has to load every frame. Like, really? You have to load every frame? Jeez. I don't think there's anything. If I missed anything, let me know. I don't know. Is that something? I don't know what that is. I can't. It's too blurry. Yeah, so we get more of the wizard's cord with the golems hanging out here. You know, there's a ambient creature hanging out, so there's gonna be one of the areas we can just like walk around in. Perhaps there's some water here. People were talking about how there's like swimmable water now, but it's not on the water line. And people were saying, oh, there's evidence to that, because so for those of you that don't know, they're in the engine of Guild Wars 2 or whatever. I don't know how it all works technically, but there's like a water line, and this water line is you could only have actual swimmable water below this water line, right? You could only have that. So anything you create above there and you want to create water, they have to create like fake water for it. Which is not like actually, it doesn't have actual water physics and you can't swim in it. So if they were to make a lake above this water line, you would actually walk through it. And that's like a limitation of the engine or something, or the coding or something. I don't know. But apparently people were saying that recently they went back and there was something in the code where they changed it. So we can actually now have like fishable and swimmable water on different, it doesn't have to be on this water line. So I guess this is maybe showing that off. I'm not sure. But yeah, so they're showing some water there that you can probably fish in. This is really cool. Yeah, so they show this little ring. So it looks like there's an event happening there or something like that. Maybe this is part of the, like a renowned heart or something. But yeah, there's a ring. This is, you know, a player character needs to stand inside of this ring. Yeah, and they're just kind of like, there's a person hanging out here, and I guess this is like one of the fishing spots, swimming spots. Maybe there's like a renowned heart that's going on there. I love it, really cool. We get a shot of more wizard court people. I don't. Is this the ascended staff that he has on his back? I think that's what it is. But yeah, they're just kind of hanging out. We get like the water thing. There's I think a golem around the corner there. Nothing too crazy. We go up. Anything else that we can see? I don't know. More more Skyscale, more Wizard Court people hanging out. Then they're flying down. We get a cool little table over here. Another Skyscale over there. So Skyscales seem to be everywhere. And then they go down. This place looks amazing. I mean, I can't wait to just walk through here. I think honestly for for like role players, this is gonna be amazing. Like, don't you guys think for like someone that wants to role play as like magician or like going on an adventure or whatever, right? This is the perfect setting. There looks to be a lot of spaces where you don't have to worry about enemies, so you can just hang out and role play. Like, I love this. I see this in the back, and I earlier when I saw this video, I thought this was like a vista. And I was like, oh, there's just like a vista hanging out, but it's not. And I can't quite tell what that is. Do you guys see that red thing there? Is that just like a floating box or something? I can't really tell. I think it's like a floating box. Is that something like where like the texture is missing or something? Or is that supposed to be there? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I can't quite tell. I thought it was a vista, like, you know, half of the map that you get, kind of the map icon that you get on a vista, but that's not what that is. We get more wizard court people. We go through this like hallway. We see a Jotun. Okay, we have seen almost every single. We saw an Itzel, even though it was just the a projection of it. We've seen Largos, we have seen Jin, we have seen Tengu, we've seen Jotun. Like, we have seen so many different. We haven't seen Quaggan or Skrit or, you know, things like that. But like Centaur, ogres. Like, we haven't seen that. But there's a Jotun here. Like, is this a Jotun from our time, or is this a different timeline Jotun, or is this like, who is this guy? Can we talk to him? Does he have insight? Because remember, guys, the connection here is that Jotun used to be stargazers, and they used to use telescope to look into the sky and see things, right? And like I said, my theory so far is that the mists are actually the night sky. And so, being the stargazers, they were able to watch the mists. That's what they were doing. They weren't watching just the sky, they were watching into the mists. That's what they were doing. And, you know, can we talk to him about that? Can I like get the confirmation on my theory here? That'd be great. We see crafting stations here. We already know about that. This is the middle of the wizard's tower or whatever. We see like a little, this is like a Canthan cart, I want to say. We get some boxes. But yeah, this is where the crafting stations are. There's a little, this is like an elementalist little, what are they called? The little minions that they get, the elementals, I guess. We get some broomage here. I'm trying to figure out, did they do like a little reference to like Fantasia where they have the brooms? Oh, I think they're. Wouldn't it be cool if we get like a little reference to Fantasia where there's like brooms sweeping by themselves? I would love that. I would love. This would be the place to do it. You know what I mean? Okay, we get more of the crafting stations. Some stalls. Anything interesting? Anything out of place? I love the little lamps that they have. I don't know if they're supposed to be like just simple orbs, or if they're supposed to be like a world map or something. Because they kind of look like a map, don't they? I don't know. Can't really tell. You get these. I've noticed this. You guys see? Do you guys like this? You know, it's there's a word for it, but when you see a face in something that doesn't have a face, I see a face in these things. Like, there's like the eyes right here. There's a nose there, and there's like a frowning face. You're like, I don't like being above the sign. Anyways, moving on. We get more of the card. The card is interesting. You see the weird texture on that? That's kind of strange. We get just a fountain. Ooh, did you guys see that? Let's go back. Over here in this hallway. You see that little bit of red? Is that Cryptus? Is that Cryptus? we get more of the red, and they're not. See, this looks like the same cube again, and there's red. Is this like cryptid stuff, or is there something going on with like Inquest or something? Are they flying through here? Can we get a look at this? Oh, they cut out right before. Sneaky. I don't like it. Go back. I want to see. Oh, there's one of those things floating again. Hold on. Let's go back. And the red disappears. Is that just like a missing text, like a loading issue? The red disappears. Do you guys see the red that I was talking about and it's gone? Like, the red is there. Clearly there. And then as they fly through the... Oh, no, it's behind there. Come on, man. What was that on the right there? Do you guys see that? Was that coming? That's coming. There's something... That. There's an ogre. And a Tenguka. There's an ogre there, guys. That's definitely an ogre. So we do have ogres as well. We have every race on the planet is literally on this freaking tower. I love it. We get to talk to all of them about the things that are going on. We got one of those... Wait, where is it? Oh, I guess I skipped past it already. Get the floaty thing. Remember that? This seems... I'm guessing this is probably like... it's probably one of those collection achievement things where it's like... hit all of these with your Skyscale fireball. Like, that's probably what I'm guessing they're probably going to do, because we can use those mid-air. So I'm probably, like, why else would this be floating mid-air? I'm thinking that's probably what it is. Like, use your Skyscale and use the fireball on them to light up these lanterns or whatever they are with magic, with the magic fireball. So that's what I'm calling that right now. That's what that is. Some kind of achievement collection thing. We're flying through. We get a huge look at all these different layers, and there's characters everywhere. There's a person standing there. Like, there's so many layers to these maps. There's a person here. Like, I just can't wait to explore all of it. This really looks like we only get 2 maps, but by having one map with 25 different layers of things layered above each other and like hallways and people everywhere, there is a lot to explore and see. Like, we're gonna have a lot of running around to do. And we got a little shot of using another ley line here. I don't think we see anything specific. Looks really pretty. Love it. Love it. Golems we've seen before. More Wizard Court people hanging out. We've already seen this shot. This is where the Itzel was in the background. Can we see the Itzel in the background? I don't see it. It was like back here, so but I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. Maybe this is it. You guys see that tiny little thing? That might be it. I don't know. Anyways, I have to kind of look because like my microphone is just at the edge of that, and so I just have to like always look away, like look to the side. Yeah, and that was, I think that's the end of the shot. Oh no, they're kind of giving us getting us another shot of the World Spire with the Colosseum, whatever that's called, or that whole area is the Colosseum. We got another shot of this. They were flying this way earlier along this ley line. And that's it, guys. We get a view of the night sky. Do we actually get to see, like, is this a different night sky? Like, again, I talked about the 2 stars that appeared, right? This was, oh, they're right here, guys. They're right there. Right? Or maybe I'm just reading into stuff. Wait. Because remember the 2 stars that I talked about? I'm trying to see if they're like highlighted or if they're like visible at all. No. Maybe those 2? It's really weird. Like, I have the same issue. Like, when I'm in... Maybe those 2 right there? No, that's just like... It's hard to distinguish between floating particles, and like what's actually in the skybox. I don't see them. I see something red there, but those are probably... Yeah, it's a floaty thing. I don't see them, so I don't think that they're going to be important for this expansion. And that's the last shot. Like, look at how much there is, though. You guys see this? And as far as I understand it, this is just 1/6 of the 1/6 of the map, of this particular map. Look at that. There's like a pool. There's like a pool area. Oh, I like that. We can go swimming, guys. What is that? Do you guys see that pop up? What was that little thing that popped up? So first of all, I really like the pool. But then also, as we look, do you guys see that? Do you just watch that area as we watch this? Boom, do you see that? It's like a rift. I think there's a rift opening or closing or something. Yeah. It looks like it looks very rift-like. And we get the palm tree in here. We got a little tower. Yeah, and I think that's it, guys. Oh my God, this is it, guys. This is it. So I hope you guys are excited as I am. Like, this is really, really cool. I thank you again for thy weeping willow. Like, all the credit in the world to you for doing this. This was amazing. I love it. And this, again, I want to reiterate, like, this is what I've been talking about. Like, to ArenaNet, like, lean on your community. Like, we're here. Like, we would love to advertise the game for you, right? ArenaNet has always in the past, they've always talked about, oh, well, we depend on the community to kind of, word of mouth and stuff. Like, they've mentioned this over the years, like, a few times, where they've said, like, our marketing sucks because we depend on our community to kind of drive their friends and family and the people that they know, to come play the game. But if you utilize the community and the people that are doing things in the community, like the content creators and the artists and stuff, and you use them to do things like this is a great collaboration because it can help the content creators and it can help your game and it can help you as a company, and I really love this. This is exactly what I've been talking about for months now. And again, this is not about, oh, I'm correct and I was the one who predicted this and stuff. Like, obviously, yes, as a joke, I'm going to say that. This probably had nothing to do with anything that I'm saying. I'm just super happy because the reason I said it is because I wanted this to happen, and it's happening, and I love this. This is really, really good, and I hope that ArenaNet will have more of this stuff coming out. And yeah, and guys, look towards the future for this, right? Like, look towards, hey, these collaborations could potentially happen for other releases, for other expansions, right? Yes, it's good that you got the press to come in, you got, a bunch of journalists coming in writing articles for you. Like, that's good because they have a reach of, like, these are all MMO websites. They reach out to all other MMO players, and perhaps, they themselves, advertise on, like, other websites and stuff like that, and so you have a wide reach there. But you also, like, if you utilize your community, and you, like, I just think this is a great way to do it as well. Do both of those things, because I really think that, this doesn't cost you anything, and I'm pretty sure that Weeping Willow, like, I just imagine in their mind and in their perspective, like, they were probably like, yes. Like, even in the comment, like, when you read the comment underneath, like, we can go back to it, and actually reads, I still can't quite believe that they actually reached out to me. It was a lot of fun working on this project, and I feel that the new masteries are absolutely nice quality of life change to both of the mounts. They have been very kind, and I thank them for this. I can't wait for everyone to experience this. It's just amazing. It's really, really amazing, and I just, this is it. This is the future of Guild Wars 2, guys. This is what we're getting. Smaller expansions. This might not be, big, huge expansions. This might not be something where we're getting, but, like, we're getting to a point where I'm like, this is good. I like this. This is good marketing for, if they had done this, imagine they would have done this, like, weeks ago with other content creators and different videos had come out. Or I was even thinking, like, what about this video, right? Maybe they only showed parts of this video a month ago, and they said, oh, you guys are gonna have to wait a little bit until we show you the whole video, because they didn't maybe want to spoil the Rada Novas part, or they didn't want to show certain things, and they were like, oh, we want to wait a little bit. They could have made a shorter cut of this video, like Thy Weeping Willow could have cut this down a little bit and just showed parts that we've already seen and be like, oh yeah guys, in a few weeks, get ready because I'm going to be showing you the whole video, right? And we kind of get, like, an allure, because even just seeing, like, these are high quality videos. Like, this is, like, we get, like, detailed looks of, like, what the map looks like. And I don't think this is a spoiler. This is really making me want to go into the map and play it, So, again, I hope you guys are hyped. thank you guys for watching all my stuff. I know the support has been huge for the channel, so thank you guys so much. And yeah, I will be jumping in. If you guys want to join me and hang out with me next week, I will be streaming for like, you know, starting Monday, which it's not out on Monday. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something Guild Wars 1 on Monday, but I'm gonna be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sunday I'm gonna be streaming as well, but we're gonna be doing different things. Probably maybe not Guild Wars 2 related. I don't know yet. So I can't really count that, but definitely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're gonna be doing like really fun stuff, and it's gonna be we're gonna go through the maps and we're gonna explore all of it, and we're going to look at the lore side of things, at the little interesting facts. We're going to look at the statue of the Mersad and Deimos and the Leviathan skeleton, and like what other secrets we could possibly find. There seems to be a lot to go through, so those streams are probably going to be very long, and I'm probably going to have to stock up on a lot of stuff, like food and drinks, because I'm going to be here for quite a while. Anyways, thank you guys so much. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you guys want to become members, you can just hit the join button. It's $5 a month. You can get a little badge in that is going to be showing up, I guess, during like live chats or whatever, if you guys want to support the channel. We also have a merch store, which is going to be in the description if you guys want to check that out. There's a fun little lore related stuff, and I'm going to be adding, as I have time to do, I will be adding more stuff, because it's just me doing it all by myself. So but as I have other ideas for things that I want to show you guys on there, so if you guys want to support the channel that way, yeah, and just, you know, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.